its classification, it's based on the size. First of all, the size of the particles. Based on the size of the particles, you have the coarse aggregate and the fine aggregate, which we discussed last time. And in fine aggregate, you have sand is the predominant one. Now, sand is 70 to 60 microns, the lower limit of sand. That is almost the size of you have of the cement, but that's the lower limit of sand, and it goes to even to 0.2 mm, and you have sand particles which are classified also based on the fine. If it's the fine aggregate, the maximum it could go is 4.75, but 0.2 is the average size of the sand particles that you would get. Maximum you would get 4.75. In most of the cases, it's only 2.36 mm. It depends on region to region, country to country. So maximum, it might go to 2.36 in certain regions, and in some places it might go up till 4.75. Above 4.75, we usually classify that under the coarse aggregate category. So below 4.75, it's sand. It's usually taken below 2.36 mm. And the lower limit, niche wali limit, 70 to 60 microns, and the upper limit is 2.36 mm. That's sand. You already know silt. Silt is 60 to 2 microns. So that's 2 to 60 microns is the lower limit of silt. Then you have the clay. In clay, you have the lower limit is 2 microns. It's usually less than 2 microns in size. Then you have sand plus silt plus, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
As compared to cement. So aggregate actually gives the strength to the concrete mass. When we are talking about aggregates, we are talking about, so we discuss two properties of aggregates. One is its chemical. Chemically, it should be inert. Second, the physical property, its specific gravity should be between 2.5 to 2.7 is its specific gravity. Its hardness, it needs to be hard enough. Its strength, coming to its strength, it's usually stronger than cement. It's stronger than cement. But is it stronger than concrete mass? Yes, it could. Individual aggregates could be even stronger than the concrete mass. Then why do we use concrete and why don't we use stones in replacing the concrete? Yes, any one of you? Which I just discussed. Is the aggregate stable within the concrete mass? And what should be the shape and size? Stability I discussed in terms of the chemical property. Is it inert or not? Then comes the shape and size of aggregate. What should be the shape and size of the aggregate? Should it be round? Should it be angular? Should it be flaky? What should be the shape of the aggregate which we use in concrete? And what should be its size? Now, aggregate varies from 4.75 till even up till 40 mm. But what size do you use in concrete? That's important. That we'll discuss. So where does the aggregate, where do we get the aggregates from? We get them from different stones or rocks. One is basalt. Basalt is one of the rocks from which, and its group. Second is the flint, granite, limestone, schist, quartzite, and you also have gabbro, and gritstone. These are the rocks from which the aggregates are obtained naturally from. Now, in what form do we have the coarse aggregates? They are in form of crushed aggregates. In what form do we have the fine aggregates? They are naturally obtained. Sand is naturally obtained in whatever form you are getting it. Now, the important criteria is when you are doing the testing on aggregates, आप क्यों करते हो testing of aggregates? In order to know various things. What do we want to know from testing of aggregates? We want to know the particle shape. This is the first test that you perform on aggregates. Then the texture, what is its texture? How does it look like? That's texture. Then we want to know its sphericity. How much rounded is it, or how much roundness does it have? We want to know its flakiness or the flakiness index. Flakiness means how much thin is it. Now this is a converse to the sphericity. Sphericity is इसमें कितनी गोलाई है. Flakiness is इसमें is it in flakes? Just like you have the chips you call, जब आप potato chips लेते हो, you call them as flakes. So because they are very thin. So how much flakiness does the aggregate have? The elongation, how much elongated are these aggregates? That's very important. And I talked about the texture. Then you have the strength of aggregate that we want to know. How much is the strength of the aggregate? We also want to know how does it bond with other aggregates and with cement. Does it really bond, or it's just between the cement particles, or between the cement paste, these aggregate particles are there? And how much toughness? How much toughness do these aggregates have? And we want to know about the bulk density or the specific gravity, We either know down the bulk density or we know down the specific gravity of the aggregates. We also want to know the porosity and absorption of aggregates. Very important, because stones, aggregates, they have a property of lot of amount of moisture absorption. So we want to avoid that, because they have a large amount of permeability. So we want to avoid the absorption or the porosity once the concrete is formed. So their porosity should be less. Then finally comes the gradation of aggregates. So there are number of tests that you can perform on aggregates, ranging from particle shape to its gradation. So thereby, for performing these tests, what do we require? We require the aggregate in its, either you have it in the crushed they are obtained from the riverbed. So once I discuss these two types of aggregates, that means we are now clear about the composition, first of all, of aggregate. If it's obtained from the riverbed, it will mostly be, because it has not uh, broken down, it has eroded a little bit, so it might be a sedimentary rock. There are very less chances of it being the metamorphic rock within on the riverbed in such a formation. So we know its composition. Similarly, from the stones that we get from the mountains or the hills, their composition will be known. They could be metamorphic rocks, or they could be the sedimentary rocks as well. So their composition is known. And then we know whether it's in crushed state or it's natural. That has to be clear, first of all. Then once we obtain the material, there is a very important thing that we need to do. आपके पास material होगा, it will be a large amount of material dumped somewhere. Now you want to test this because you want to check all the properties. Why do we want to check all these properties? Because that will decide the strength of concrete. It will also decide the durability of concrete. So उसमें से हम कितने material को test करेंगे, that's important. So sampling is done. This is known as sampling of aggregates. Now this is done. How is it done? Probably this picture is showing, if it's visible to you, a small amount of the material, around 40 mm to 40 kg to 100 kg is taken, and that material is then separately laid out. Now it could be laid somewhere else, dried in sun, or what we can do is that this material is taken and kept in bags. So this process is known as sampling. This process of taking the material for testing is known as sampling of aggregates. This is known as sampling of aggregates. What is sampling of aggregates? Clear? It's taking some portion of the material from the total material meant for testing. Now, where do you take the sampling? You will take samples from different sides of the, कहीं पर material aggregates dump किया होगा, तो वहां आप different sides से sampling के लिए material लोगे, not from only one side. So, and you, जो इसने दिखाया था, जो बेलचा था, he was taking it right into the material so that you get not only the top material but also the material which is within that, जहां पर dump किया हुआ है वो aggregate, वो gravel या sand. So both for gravel, which is the coarse aggregate, as well as for sand, which is the fine aggregate, you take samples in such form for testing. Now, once we have the sample, what do we do with the sample? First of all, how much sample do we take? We take 50 kg of sample. If material size is 28 mm, that is coarse aggregate is 28 mm, this is minimum sample that we need to take 50 kg हमें सैंपल लेना है if there is a 28 mm minimum 28 mm size of the aggregate, the average size of the aggregate. So minimum you take 50 kg of sample here. Then if you take 25 kg if you have 5 to 28 mm sample size. You take 13 kg of the sample if you have 5 mm or less. So in sand, you will usually need to take around 10 kg of sample size. In case of sand, which is 4 mm and less, around 2 mm, 2.36 mm and less. So this is the sample size that you need to take for testing. Then the first thing that you do is the particle shape and texture test. Now, how do we determine this? We first of all determine its roundness. Now, roundness is how much is the sphericity or the roundness of the particle. Greater the roundness of the particle, if it's completely a sphere like a ball, if the particle is of such shape, it will not bind properly. It will not bind properly within concrete, with cement paste.